Welcome back to another stream. This time it's a little different. Not playing Arc Raiders, not playing Silk Song, not playing any game, to be honest. Today we're talking about the Ubisoft or Ubistop layoffs. Now, I already made a video talking about the first round of interviews that they were doing. The one that was dealing with the union that was happening. This time around, I'm actually talking about the other set of layoffs that actually happened this past week. As a recording of this video is February 1st. Man, this year is going fast. And they're already laying off another 200 jobs. A little bit more, quite honestly. So let's honestly dive into this. This is more of a live stream, so you guys could, jump in. If you guys want to comment below, you can, and I'll shout you out, and we'll just talk about it. I got some talking points here, but yeah, let's get into it. Hello. How are you doing today? Thanks for stopping by, man. We're just going to be diving into these Ubisoft layoffs, see what's going on. This time around is a little bit different than the last round. It's a little bit different, I feel. So yeah, let's kind of dive into this. So here we go. Came across this article from Game Rant. Ubisoft confirms studio closures and game cancellations despite strong Q3 outlook. We've heard the song and dance a lot when it comes to these layoffs. You make high profits, but we still gotta lay you off. It's quite disturbing. It gives me flashbacks of my layoff that happened in 2024. Despite the companies making good profits, they still have to cut people. I'm doing good. Okay, yeah, I'm doing pretty good too, man. Definitely want to talk about these Ubisoft recent layoffs, see what's going on here, I got some talking points here. I hope you enjoy. What do you think about the layoffs that happened for the second time in 2026? Let me know if you're live or comment below. So this is from Evan. Ubisoft is planning to close several studios over the next 3 years as part of the sweeping restructuring of the company. And that's the deal that they had with the restructuring that they have with Tencent, I believe. The announcement came during the company's financial call on Wednesday, when Ubisoft executives discussed refocusing the business around 5 creative houses, right? We're going to come back to that a little bit later. So they want to pivot, but the pivot also includes canceling 6 games in development. Now, one of those games, oh man, I was actually really looking forward to one of those games, and that was the Prince of Persia remake. I recently was playing it on my Steam Deck, not the old school one, right? Really good. You guys got to play it if you haven't played Prince of Persia, the first one. It's a classic, but they actually released a trailer for it a long time ago, and it didn't look good, right? It was a little stuttery, it was a little choppy, it didn't really have that feel. So they gave it to another studio, and presumably it was supposed to get released sometime this month. It was like in the late stages of development. It was almost done, and then they just pulled the plug, right? So that was one of the 6 games, and other titles consisted of 4 unannounced projects, which included 3 new IPs and a mobile game. 3 new IPs, guys, coming from Ubisoft. That's not Assassin's Creed. That's not Prince of Persia. That's not any of their other titles. Like 3 new IPs coming from the studio. That would have been very good. But they just decided to just pull the plug, man. Not sure what's going on there. Ubisoft real crisis isn't about like the visibility problems. or the stock decline, because the stock is like going massively down for them right now, or even the cancellations. It's the organizational chaos, right, from their creative house restructuring that's honestly driving away their talent, right? And there's one person in particular that I kind of wanted to dive into. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, because you guys remember The Division? You know, that game that Ubisoft has. I think it's part 3 that it's currently out right now, but there's rumors about a Division like remaster game coming out. I loved The Division back in the day, man. When they made that update for the Dark Zone for The Division in that New York City area, shout outs to my New York City peeps. It was really cool. It was a very different game, and I never had experience with like an extraction shooter like Tarkov or something like that. Or now I'm playing Arc Raiders, and that's great. But anyway, the lead designer for that, right, 27-year-old veteran Julian, he recently left for Battlefield Studios shortly after the restructuring announcement. Right, this is top talent here, guys. Top talent that's leaving the company just like that. And let me see if I can find an article real quick. I think that's how you spell his name. Kotaku again. Kotaku again. All right, so Ubisoft says, don't worry, as Division 3 boss heads to Battlefield after previously denying he was leaving. Like, this is crazy. 27 years of experience are right here. And only 3 months after the French conglomerate denies rumors of the executive's exit. And he's going straight to Battlefield Land. Right? So that's concerning in itself. When you're about to announce this big restructuring, all your key players are going to be leaving. That's not good for Ubisoft, because they're really focusing in on this live service push when it comes to things. And I get it. Some people love live service games. Yeah, I know. But when it comes to live service and single player games, it doesn't really mix. It doesn't really mix. Like, remember the old days of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Revelations, 3, 4, Black Flag? Those, I feel like that was like the pinnacle moments for Ubisoft. Those single player games without the microtransactions that you see in Valhalla or Odyssey, or it's not the same, right? It's not the same. We need more single player games. I know they try to go back to form with that recent Assassin's Creed game, but it's not hitting like it used to. We got a comment here. I think these days studios are compromising creativity over profit. Now, days getting into game industry is hard. Yes, it is. It's very hard. Possible viewer connections in order for games to survive. Listen to the audience. Straight to the point. Exactly. You gotta listen to the audience, man. And they're like, and the thing that sucks is that when it comes to video games, we all know it's very creative and people are very passionate about games in the video game industry. But when you mix that with, shareholders and profits and some executives that don't understand that magic, this is what happens. This exactly here is what happens. I'm keeping pretty good, man. Another day, another level. Doing pretty good. Let me know if the music's too high or not. I had a complaint about that last video when I did this live stream. I'm a part-time content creator from South Africa. Oh, pretty cool. Shout outs. We got the high fives. High fives there. Let's see if we can kind of get into more of the real time of what's going on with Ubisoft, right? What the internet's reacting to. Okay, yeah. So this was like 22 hours ago, right? Prince of Persia Universe. A message from the Prince of Persia community team at Ubisoft. This is it right here. Sands of Time canceled, gone. Let's see what people think about this. GTA 6 and Elder Scrolls 6 have been in development for years. Ubisoft shouldn't be scrapping this. Keep working on it until they get the product they want it to be. I like straight to the point. Like people know. Like Elder Scrolls 6, GTA 6. Do you know how long these games have been in development? And it's crazy that Prince of Persia, the remake, it's like it was at the finish line and they just pulled the plug. It's crazy. Hello, Chip. How you doing today, man? Yeah, another Ubisoft cancellation. Lovely. I'm telling you. It's crazy. I recently did a video about this from their last layoffs, and now they're doing more layoffs, and now they're canceling more games on top of that. Like something needs to give here. Let me see what else we have here. Investors be like, yeah, man. The classic meme. Our childhoods. It's crazy. It is just typically crazy. And look, and this is the investment. Ah, yeah, someone finally. And this is the stock of Ubisoft. We could actually kind of see here. If you invested 10K into Ubisoft 5 years ago, today you would have 300 after tax. Go woke or go broke. That's crazy, man. I don't know what's the stock right now for Ubisoft. Ubisoft stock. Oh, goodness. It's Ubisoft shares plummet to the lowest in over 14 years amidst its recently announced restructuring centered around cancellations and layoffs. That's madness, man. It went even lower from when that comment was put up. We got a comment here. It's very important for companies to take advice from the avid gamer, content creators, as we are in touch with our audience, especially with dev teams, with certain things in games. A lot of companies are just chasing the numbers to the T, my friend, to the T. Profits over anything else, right? For the shareholders. And it's going to affect them at the end of the day, right? Not only Ubisoft, but most of these companies that views profits over creativity, in a sense. It has to be a balance, right? Right? I mean, all companies are made for one thing, to make money in some capacity, right? But you need to have a balance there. And it looks like Ubisoft doesn't get that balance, at least right now. Rip Ubisoft. What went wrong, Ubisoft? What went wrong? They're surviving off of people with hopium. From Chip. Hopium. Let's see what LinkedIn has to say about it. Because some people on LinkedIn some developers probably are posting. Yeah, that was the first round with the Halifax. That's the first round. The second round is this restructuring of what they're going through. So basically, the remaining creative houses, they won't announce the leaders of these other creative houses of where the games that they want to focus on, like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, and I think Beyond Good and Evil 2, they didn't cancel that. I still need to finish up that game, of course, but Beyond Good and Evil 2, that game's still alive. but they decided to cancel Sands of Time that was almost at the finish line. It doesn't make sense to me, man. Another comment, not to bash any companies, I have filled out many servers from creator programs, and I just feel like their servers are a complete waste, as no action is even taken to our concerns about the games. And that's crazy too in its own right. So you have this game, right? Filled out for other servers. So, they definitely need to kind of reflect, see what's going on with the game, and kind of fix it. It's like, for a good example of a company that I feel like it's doing it very good in the video game industry is Arc Raiders, Embark, right? They really know how to listen to their audience, and they have this whole roadmap, and they basically pay attention of what's going on. Hey, Rochelle's, how you doing? Happy Sunday. We're just talking about Ubisoft and their recent layoffs here. It's just a little bit of a chill stream right now, just to kind of put our heads around what's going on here, right? Okay, so we have Harold here. Ooh, a lot of gaslighting. What's this? The Ubisoft explosion is real. It looks like a lot of skilled developers are soon hitting the streets. Remember before Assassin's Creed Shadows hit the road? Yeah, we told you so. Their management did a lot of gaslighting. I hope the shareholders will sue the shoes off of you. My goodness. And this is on LinkedIn, by the way, guys. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not on X. Still willing to pay for Watch Dogs 4. Oh man, Watch Dogs was another great game that they just decided to just. Anyway, it looks like I play that to China, not to France or Canada. That's crazy, man. Watch Dogs 2 was so good, man. I don't know about Legion. Legion was a little. I didn't get Legion, but Watch Dogs 2 was super good. Nice story beats, cool kind of skills, being able to just hack everything in the game. It was like a good progression for that kind of open world thing. But they just, I don't know, man. They wanted to make it more live servicey, man. It just, not everything needs to be live service. It doesn't make sense. Got another comment here. Will Ubisoft still be active, or is it going to completely shut down? Because I remember with the whole Rainbow Six Siege hack situation. Yeah, they. And thanks for bringing that up. I almost forgot about that Rainbow Six hack that they recently went through. They went through multiple hacks for Rainbow Siege 6, where hackers were just giving out all the monies, trolling. It was madness, right? It really shows how vulnerable some of these companies are, right? And why cybersecurity is super important. So if you're in IT, go into cybersecurity. It's good. But yeah, I think they already fixed that issue. But still, it's going to be in the back of people's heads now that it happened. And I still feel like Ubisoft will still be a thing, but they have a lot of employees, guys. They have like tens of thousands of employees. And on one side of the fence, you're saying to yourself, okay, they have all of these employees, but they're not really producing any games, good games, right? And it's like, what we're doing here. So they're looking at the other alternative and laying off a bunch of people and just focusing on these 6 core houses of what they're talking about here. So yeah. So we have Chip here. Yeah, they really are messing up things with R6 and other games. Also, the Ubisoft was banning players for spending the money that the hackers given to them. I'm pretty sure many are not unbanned. Really? I thought they said that they wasn't going to ban people because they spend that money. I hope that's not the case, because they're going to lose their player base because of that. Let me see more comments here on LinkedIn. And this one's from Raphael Brown, CEO and founder of Symbol Zero. Another comment here before we jump into that. It's difficult for us in South Africa content creators to get exposure as overseas content creators. Yeah, it's a lot of focus on overseas too. I can say that for a change. Been trying Vivid LinkedIn to reach through EA and Embark and connect games to get onto their creators programs. I'm on a few creator programs, but Ubisoft is one of the programs I am not on. Yeah, that goes into a lot of reaching out to them and talking to people that's already part of their programs and see if there's a way for you to kind of get in the door. Like I know we mentioned that, hey, if I'm part of Embark's creator program, I'm not. I just love Arc Raiders and streaming and playing it. So I'm not part of any creator program. Not yet, maybe one day. But for right now, I'm just playing the games, leveling up people on the job hunt, mixing the two, and just networking and just having a blast, building in public. That's what I'm doing. I hope you find that program and what you're looking for, man. For sure, for sure. But let's dive into this one before we kind of close it out here with your questions or anything like that. So Ubisoft is a mess. The wrong decisions keep escalating. It is all coming from the top. Exactly. Straight to the point. It's coming from the top. And that's with I think the Guillermo family. Is it? I hope I'm saying that right. But yes, it's with the Guillermo family. And they're putting these like Charlie Guillermo, right? Family member with no experience. By the way, no experience on Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six, was made the creative lead of the studio managing these flagship franchises, right? Part of the little six that they have going on and what they want to focus in on, right? While the co-cousin is also the family cousin. So most of the leaders at the top is part of the family, right? And they don't have no experience with the games. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Another comment. Unfortunately, the people here in South Africa that are on their programs are not willing to assist one another. Yeah, it needs to be some kind of unification when it comes to that, man. It's not, or else you can't have unity with that. You can't have progression with that. If it's every person for themselves, how will everyone else level up, right? So maybe you could be the person that unifies them. There's a thought. But let's keep reading here. That now comes to the forefront. A year ago, Ubisoft agrees to split Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry into a subsidiary, 26 owned by Tencent. That was the Tencent thing I was mentioning earlier on. Then Ubisoft appointed Guillermo's son, Charlie, which we're just talking about right now, as the CEO of its first creative house. And those are the part of the 6 creative houses they want to focus in on to increase revenue and stuff like that, and more focus, I'm presuming, right? Then Ubisoft told the head of Assassin's Creed that he would be moved out of the way because the owner's son would be running the first creative house with AC in France. And I think that's where they wanted him to travel to live in France, I believe. Okay, I think this is it right here. And I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, but I'm just going to say his first name, Mark. Right? Mark, the VP and executive producer of Assassin's Creed for 20 years, guys. 20 years, right? He's currently suing for 1.3 million Canadian for constructive dismissal after allegedly being pushed out when he wouldn't relocate from Canada to Paris. And this is what Mr. Raphael Brown, is talking about here. That's crazy. 20 years getting forcibly pushed out when you have to go live in Paris and stuff like that for this role, despite being the franchise most qualified leader for that house. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, after project cancellations, delays, and org restructuring, studio closures, and the company-wide return to the office mandate, that's also another thing that's very focused on. Ubisoft is at its lowest stock price in 14 years. 14 years. And that's what we was looking at here. It's just madness. Like, look at this. Kind of get a little thing here. Look at that dip. I'm going to be getting to stocks sometimes this year, but looking at this, man, this doesn't bode well. Will we see a bump up? Yeah, I'm sure. Once they announce some games and stuff, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out, the remake comes out. That's one game that they didn't cancel. Thank goodness, because I actually want to play that game and probably stream it, but it's not looking good for Ubisoft, guys. It's not looking good for Ubisoft. But hey, that's just one man's take. Let me know what's your guys' take on it in the comments below. Ubisoft needs to find a way to bring this back, because a lot of their games is the games that I love to play, especially Assassin's Creed. And it's just like they need the right people at the top leading these six main branches that they have with Tencent. If not, I feel like it's going to be game over for them. There's like tens of thousands of people that work at Ubisoft. Like, let me check to see. Hold on. Ubisoft employees. Just to check how much. Okay. So they have about 17,000 employees, guys. Ubisoft has 17,000 employees. That's a lot, man. It used to be 20, but after the restructuring and the layoffs that they went through, it's down to 17,000. That's a lot of people working on their games. It's a lot of people, man, but we'll see. We'll see if their plan works, and we'll wish them the best, and we'll just keep an eye on it. But like I said, as always, man, keep your third eye open, keep leveling up, build your network, add value to people, and move from there. I'll see you guys in the next level. Later.